Welcome back. We're excited to have you joining us again. We have a special guest with us for this portion, and Miss Janice Holliman. We're so excited to have you with us. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Introduce yourself to our viewing audience and tell them a little bit about who you are.
Well, basically, my name is Janice Holliman, and I am a mother of one, um, daughter of a single mother. Basically, I live in the state of Georgia, and I'm a person that loves people, and I love to talk, even though I'm shy. But I have basically love talking with people, love to deal with people in any aspect that I can.
That's powerful. Now, I noticed the title of your book, I Am a Survivor, and I want to tell you, yes, you are a survivor. I was
Thank
amazed
you.
at looking at this. I saw, oh my goodness. So begin to talk to us about your book. I noticed you said something about you had to focus on faith during the time that you were dealing with Crohn's disease, blood clots, and all of those things. Talk to us about the book and your journey.
Well, basically, um, like I said, I'm a survivor, and the thing of it is, when I came up with the title, I had to connect it with someone that was famous or something, a song or whatever. And the first thing that came to my mind was Reba McEntire, her song that was to her show by I'm a Survivor. And really and truly, that is how I came up with that name. And it felt like me. And so as you said, I have Crohn's disease, which is something that will never go away. And I have to deal with it. And I found out about that in the late 90s. And ever since I've developed, at least known about my Crohn's, my body has went through a whole lot of changes. And as time went on, and I have found out that I have become allergic to so many different kind of medications. And then a part about blood clots, you mentioned that. Yes, I have blood clots, and when I found that out, that was basically in 2000, sometime in 2010, really, when I found out one day. And the story of that is that I had just got out the hospital for 9 days from my stomach, having a problem with my stomach. And I had to go to my gastrologist 3 days later. And after that, my husband and I stopped off to eat something. But then we went to go to the bank, and I was supposed to go in. But by that time, I could not think about what was going on. I was so sick. And so I wind up at the thing of it was I wind up in the hospital for 15 days and end up with a blood clot. And seriously of it, while I was in there, I wound up having a staph infection. Also found that my heart became enlarged and all these things. And there is so many different other things where you will read in the book about my body not waking up doing some surgeries. And basically times when they have given up on me that I was dying, they was putting me in the IC unit. But then those are some amazing stories. And then there's one that happened to me in 2015 as I had a broke back in two places and a broke neck at the same time. And the thing of it is that happened in July, and then December, I wind up at the bank and was paying for to get out of the parking lot, and the tailor wasn't there, so I had to pay. But then the machine wasn't working. My money fell from the ground, so I put the car in park, and then I turned around, leaning over to pick up my money. All of a sudden, my car started moving, and I wind up. My car threw me out and ran over me and broke 4 of my toes and split this ear. And so I just, blood was gushing out everywhere. And my husband was in the car, and the car was rolling out in the street. And the only thing it was basically, it was going zoom, 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 zoom. And the only thing I could think of with him is the Red Sea. And so basically, that's when I started yelling. I wasn't thinking about myself. I was thinking about him being hit. And so when all of a sudden, it was just like, the cars just stopped all of a sudden. And he got in the car on the driver's side, climbed over, and drove back in. And so that's how I wound up in the hospital during that time. And in the book, it'll tell you exactly what I went through and how much blood that I lost and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a lot of things. And basically, my life every day is like me living by the moment. I live by the breath, not live by the day. And I cherish every moment. And that's where faith come in.
Yes, yes. I am a survivor. I was just amazed as I looked at your book and just sort of navigated it through it. You said something, and you just mentioned it, that your body would not wake up. I thought that was so powerful when I read that. Speak to us about that and unpack that for us. What do you mean when you say your body would not wake up?
Well, basically, there was during a time when I was having a surgery with my doctor. And now that I am allergic, I have became allergic to antibiotics. And so he wanted to give me some antibiotics so I wouldn't get an infection. And I told him he could not give it to me, but he wound up giving it to me anyway.
Oh,
And yes, and so after I had the surgery, they put you in the observation room to look after you until they get a time frame, and then they wake you up.
yes.
And when they did that to me, I was awake, but my body wasn't awake, meaning I could not move.
That is so powerful.
I could not move, and I laid there for hours and hours. And I'm like telling them, I'm awake, I'm awake. Can't you see me? Can't you see the tears coming down my eyes, rolling out, and so forth? And I'm like thinking, somebody is trying to kill me. I'm thinking that somebody was trying to kill somebody else through the oxygen, and because I couldn't breathe. And the thing of it is, I had to clamp down on that pipe with my teeth for hours because I felt like that I could not breathe with that oxygen that was in. And after about 2 or 3 hours, I was like, move, move. And finally, I reached up to get hold of the pipe. And one of the nurses said, Miss Holliman, you can't take that out because if you do, if something happened, we can't put it back in. And when he did it, my arm went back down and it did not move anymore for hours. And they wound up, had them call to get ready to put me in the IC unit. And basically I heard the whole conversation the whole day. And I remember everything that they were saying. And the moment it was after 5 o'clock where they was going to put me in the IC unit. And then I'm like, body, wake up, you gotta wake up, because I don't want to go in there. If I go in there, I'm not coming out. So the thing of it is, and I said, you got to move, and finally I moved.
That is so
And
powerful.
yes,
And see, what you're saying here is that your physical body would not wake up, but your
right.
spiritual body was alive.
My brains was functioning. My brains was totally there. I was literally there. I saw everything. And when I told the nurse everything that I heard, he like, you got to be kidding. I'm like, yes,
You
I
know,
did.
now that's so powerful. Now, see, because when I hear you say that, it's the spirit of your mind that was aware. Because you could hear, but your body wasn't functioning. That's so powerful. I noticed here that you said something that I found so fascinating. As I looked through your book, you have different things that are in there. You said something here that just blew me away. And it said, knowing myself, my how, and my why. That's powerful when you get beneath that. Unpack that for us and tell us a little bit about that. Knowing myself, my how, and my why. What led you to
When,
do that?
well, basically, knowing myself is basically when I realized that I had so much illnesses or things that was happening to me, and the doctors could not be able to help me, or the things that they were saying I did not agree with.
Mm,
So whenever I found out something that was wrong with me, I went and did research. And the thing of it is, I began to realize I got to learn myself. That
Okay.
means learning the things that's going on around me on the outside, and also listening to what's on the inside. And how. The how was basically I did was the research and began to concentrate and basically focusing on myself, focusing on what I was doing, focusing on how I was thinking and how I was feeling. So that was the reason of how I did it.
Now, how do you get to the why? You said, and my why. What was the why?
The why is basically come down from my purpose of why I'm alive. Why
Wow.
have I, why did I, why do I keep surviving different things? And the point of it is, I learned too that no matter whatever I go through, I don't ask, why me? I say, I ask the question, what can I learn from this? And the thing of it is that with me learning
Yeah.
whatever I'm going through, then I could be able to share it with someone else.
Nice.
And also my purpose is too, is learning the things about myself. It helped me to be focused on people and them and what they are going through. Because
Mm,
I know through the years, people is drawn to me. They always come to me and talking to me about serious situations and so
yes.
forth. They feel comfortable about that. So that's my purpose. My purpose is to share and to make other people feel good. If I could get a smile from someone, that
Yes.
is the biggest joy for me.
Now that's powerful. I'm listening to you. And so what you're saying is that the process that you had to navigate through in life, all of the traumatic experiences that you've had to navigate through in life, you, in spite of the pain that came from it, out of your pain, you developed a passion. And out of your passion, you discovered your purpose. And I just heard you say that your purpose is to assist and help others who may experience some of the same things that you've experienced. Would that be correct in making that analogy?
Yes, and the reason why you're correct about that, because I've had so many doctors and through the years, and basically I don't just have one, even now. I have
Yeah.
many different doctors for different things. And the thing of it is, the reason how I came about writing the book is because they told me, not just one of them, told me, said, Janice, with everything you've gone through, you have a story to tell. Okay, basically what you could do is go to Amazon and order the book. And also you could go to my website, janiceholliman.com. You can see my website. And basically my email is hollimanj608@gmail.com. And also, if you would like to call me, you call me at 404-246-4366. I will gladly talk with you.
That's so powerful. Thank you so much for being with us. What an amazing story. What an amazing journey. And you are a survivor. You know, I'm Dr. Larry Carnes. You've just been with our powerful and awesome guest. What a testimony. Make sure that you stay tuned and join us for the next broadcast of Spotlight TV. We're so glad that you could join us for today's broadcast.
Thank you so much.